you recording now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Do we start now? Well, you nailed it. Usually you do that and then you stop.
I stopped.
You did stop.
snapping.
First of all, he won't. He
No,
can't,
you
and he
stopped
won't.
recording. Don't you?
Why would I
No.
stop
You don't
recording
stop.
if that's the sync?
Yeah, just don't
He-
pay attention.
Then you just edit it out.
Yeah.
I mean,
You screwed it up. Start over.
But I'm now have to keep that in because of the long wait.
I mean, it's better for editing.
Do you want me to get it, buddy? I can do the intro this time.
No, I just said welcome to nailed it.
Did you?
Did
Yeah.
I did.
You didn't say it.
Yes, I did.
No,
No,
didn't.
you didn't.
He did.
I did too.
It's 2 against 2. Ready?
Welcome to nailed it.
Okay.
Now we did it twice.
That was
Yeah, exactly. Thank
not
you.
as exciting. Why did you do it twice?
Caleb's back. As
Back.
As you guys can understand now, Kaleb and Michael are just Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by this point.
Yeah, actually, I didn't know. I'm pretty sure they're the same person.
Yeah, I haven't seen them together in the same room, so.
No, it's not really possible.
I refuse to comment on the grounds that my answer may incriminate me.
Good answer.
That's good. All right, so who wants to start?
So what's going on with everybody? Nate, what's going on with your life?
Oh, wonderful things.
Okay,
That
good.
sounds terrible.
Well, he's actually got some good stuff going on, but he can't talk about it on the air.
Okay.
No. But, you know,
I mean, technically,
Great
technically
things is-
you could, because by the time it comes out, it would be past the time that something would be
I
happening.
apologize.
But
listeners.
if you were to do it right now, it could leak beforehand because Xavier may go on and do the thing before the time is
Is he
necessary.
metagaming?
But at the same time, Xavier sometimes doesn't upload on the right schedule.
You're correct. I'm just going to start uploading these videos on Saturday. I don't even care anymore.
I'm just gonna throw. Is your
You
wife
want to do
pregnant?
Saturday?
It works better because
Uh,
during the week I'm too
That's
tired.
it. That was all my guesses.
That's fine because honestly, it hasn't done a boost to us
Nope.
at all.
Not at all.
It's actually knocked us further down.
Well, I think I figured out a way to put our stuff on Spotify without it having to cost us, I think. So, I'm going to look into that some more.
You mean the Spotify bots haven't already gotten to us?
No, because our stuff is never on Spotify. It's only been on SoundCloud and iTunes. But we never checked the iTunes ratings. I think the only one we got was 1 5-star review from some dude.
It was
It's-
you,
And
wasn't
I
it?
think
Dave?
it was him.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't me. First of all, I did a 5-star review that says.
So you did do a 5-star review.
I did do one, but no. Michael's friend that listens to the show all the time,
So, not Tanner.
not Tanner. Tanner would not listen to the
I
show.
could barely sit on the podcast.
Yeah, he was on the podcast for about a week.
Nothing against you, Tanner.
Everything against you, Tanner. You sucked on the podcast.
Wow.
But
Thanks.
yeah. Anyways,
Threw him under the bus.
good things going on for Nate.
Throwing shade out here.
Yeah, it's
hopefully.
It's all he does.
Okay.
What? Anything else going on for anybody else? You guys got D&D and the boys still going?
Boys.
Yeah, we
Oh,
we just now started doing game recordings. So that stuff is in the works.
To further document our incompetence.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I just want to... I don't know when the video's going to be out.
Are you gonna do in the D&D and the boys? Are you gonna
in
do
the D&D with the boys?
in the D&D?
I don't want to be in the Dungeons and Dragons.
Wait, D&D with the boys?
D&D with the boys.
Okay, I
D
feel like
and D
yeah.
Okay.
I feel like
with
yeah,
the boys.
the boys with a Z.
Okay.
Yeah.
.com.
Anyways,
You ever watch Boys in the Hood?
nice.
It's like that, except we don't die.
That's not true at all.
I mean,
That's not true at all. We almost died
We-
last week.
We almost didn't quite.
Well, let's talk about that.
So yeah, let's talk a little bit of D&D because I don't know anything about D&D
me neither.
except for the fact that everybody thinks I play D&D just because I have glasses.
That's a fair assessment.
Again, making a Boys in the Hood reference. I can't remember the character's name, but you know when he.
Are we talking about the song? 'Cause
No,
song's
the
great.
movie.
Boys in the hood are always hard. I can't sing anymore because it's copyrighted.
Guy who gets shot in the kneecaps.
Yeah.
That's what playing D&D is like. It's that over and over.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. And it's usually by your friends.
Yeah.
So D&D is obviously a role-playing game that's been made for years. You know, you make a character and you role-play as that character, you know, and you go on an adventure with your friends, and you have a person in your group who is the DM, who is essentially the mastermind, not intentionally trying to kill you, but will put obstacles in your way depending on their personality.
They set up the story.
Yeah, they set up the story, they make the world sometimes, all that jazz. Well, our DM Ryan, he's a genuinely nice guy. I'm a recent addition, but they've been on some situations where they've had to square up against a god, and somehow magically Caleb's character was able to talk the god down.
I'm a silver tongue.
Yes, that's based 110% based off of rolls and stats, that type of things.
Right.
So
Where do the stats come from?
you make the character sheet.
You make the stats, and then as you progress, your stats can go up or down. I think.
So you pick a race, you pick a class, and those have general stats, and you kind of add them together. And depending on race and depending on class, you get proficiencies and bonuses in each stat, or negatives, and sometimes.
I've gotten not so negatives for strength. My guy is scrawny.
Yeah. Whereas my character is supposed to be this intimidating dude, but he has like a -2 in charisma, so he can't scare anybody.
Because intimidation rolls off of charisma.
Yeah. So basically, let's say that you roll a dice, right, and you get like a 15, and you're doing like a intimidation check for instance for me. Because I have -2, it wouldn't be 15, it'd be 13, and then that checks up against whatever the DM believes is good.
I think they roll insight against intimidation.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you're proficient in intimidation and you've got that +2 proficiency bonus, then
Right.
it cancels out.
Mm-hmm. So I guess it's a fun game. It's a good like just hanging out with your friends and just
Hanging out with the boys.
well. So I'm gonna go a little bit behind the scenes here and
Don't do it.
huh?
Don't reveal our magic.
Explain.
It's not magic. You guys don't let
The power of editing.
don't let the DM talk. And Chance has this.
Anyways, explain what.
You don't want me to cuss. That's not the way to do it.
Oh, boy. Oh, sweet
No,
Lord.
I was gonna say explain what's going on in your guys'
That's
story.
what I was going to do before you rudely interrupted us.
Explain what's going on in the story with as little swear words as possible.
Oh, I can
Oh,
do
that's
that.
hard.
It just depends on how much you interrupt me. Yeah,
You have the floor.
thank you.
Anyways, Caleb, do you want to explain any of this?
I'm about to quit.
So
I'm actually trying to remember what the overarching story is. We're connecting ancient magical teleporters for like this world's central government, and then shenanigans ensue based on that.
Yeah.
so is he rolling dice against the,
Yes.
the
So
DM?
Yeah.
Here's how it works.
Okay.
We're each a character, right?
Right.
The DM is every other character that exists in this world.
He's like all the NPCs
Yeah.
and like the quest essentials.
Yeah. So think about it like, you played a little bit of The Witcher, right?
Yep.
So imagine you're Jerry Rivers and you're rolling for your attack stats and your dexterities and all this other stuff, and the DM is every other character in the story.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what it is.
So if
Does
I'm like
he-
a level 15 person I'm fighting
Does
is a
your
level
DM
16.
do voices and everything?
Nice. And I roll, say, my attacking is, I don't know, 10.
Okay.
And I roll, I don't even know how to.
Yeah,
But
I'm trying to. If you roll a 10, you have to go up against their AC. I forget what that stands for.
Armor class.
Armor class. So it's essentially their
The defense.
their defense window. If you roll a 10, right, and that enemy has like an armor class of like 15, you're not hitting that much. Pardon my language. I'll have to beep that one out.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you're not hitting that because you rolled so low.
Okay.
Yeah, basically. So,
There's a lot to learn.
yeah. So what happened is that because I listened to it recently.
Was it the one where we were screaming?
I listened to all of them up to Fool's Bliss.
Okay.
So,
yeah, because that's when you came in.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So they started in the middle of the campaign when they started recording the campaign.
Yeah.
And
man, that first bit was funny.
They were a group of people that were just going from job to job, not job to job, but they're like you said, connecting the portals to get coin. Essentially, they're getting paid for this.
We're mercenaries.
Yeah. At the point in where the story begins, they dropped off their weapons and armor to get it buffed from a blacksmith, and it was going to take like a whole week or something, right? So in the midst of this, they decided to do a talent show, wherein Derek's a gnome, right?
Derek's a gnome. He wasn't involved in it.
He wasn't. Yeah, the gnome is sitting in the crowd. Then we have the tiefling, who is like a devil character-ish.
They're like half demons.
Yeah, half demons, and a robot dressing up as, what was it, Freddie Mercury and Elton John?
It was Freddie Mercury and Prince.
And Prince.
Wait, the robot? Which one was the robot?
Prince.
Yeah. I can see that.
And
I was the tiefling dressed as Freddie Mercury, and I said, screw it. I'm going to grab a pair of Rocket Man glasses, too.
Can I say something controversial?
Sure.
No.
I don't like Prince's music.
Did you say Prince's music or
All right, you gotta
Princess
head out?
music?
All right.
I heard Princess.
I'm going to
music.
head out.
I don't
I'm
like.
sure he said Princess music.
I don't
No,
like
Prince.
Prince.
Oh.
I think he's
I
an
heard
amazing guitar player, but I think his songs don't match his skill, I guess.
Then, you are entitled to be wrong in your own opinion.
Yeah.
But no, so eventually they ended up winning the talent show because Kaleb buffed every role that he had to make sure that he won the talent show.
I've got a 20 in charisma, which is like...
You have a 20 in charisma?
I have a 20 in charisma.
You're doing too much.
Which is like, what? I'm a bard.
That's true.
My spells go off charisma.
That's true.
Yeah, so like a 20 is like almost peak. Like in universe, that's nearly godlike ability.
So he could literally talk the clothes off of anybody if he really tried.
I can.
Yeah.
Like how we were talking about like skill checks and whatnot.
But he's
the buff I have in persuasion is like a plus 10.
It's really fucking.
So
it's really high.
So it's basically no matter what I roll, I can convince anyone to do anything, and then I have other spells that I haven't used yet.
Oh.
That can also further that.
Let me remind you, he talked down a god.
I was just like, stop, and he was like, yes.
It was a boss that they were supposed to fight, and he said no, and he's like, all right,
Ryan was pissed because he was like, I made this whole boss encounter. He was like, I had stages to it, and you just rolled. You just talked him down, and I was like, I'm a silver-tongued demon.
Yeah.
So what goes into creating? Like, how did you get to level 20?
So when you make your character, when you get those first like 6 stats, because you've got strength, dexterity, constitution, wisdom, intelligence, charisma, you have to roll for them. And what you do is you'll roll 4 6-sided dice, and whatever 3 are the highest, you take those, and then you can allot them to whatever stat you want. The DM just has to be there to be like, okay, you're not cheating.
Either that, or you roll the standard array, and you kind of like put the points where they can go.
Oh yeah, or there's like a pool you can take from. But I like to roll because I like having it be random.
Yeah.
Anyways, for one of them, I believe I rolled a 12. No, I rolled a 16, and I put that in my charisma. And then the tiefling naturally has a charisma bonus, and then a bard naturally has a charisma bonus. And so those two made it 18, and then since we've leveled up, I've used both my ability score, like level ups, into charisma.
I want to watch his eyes glaze over. No,
So I'm picturing almost like a video game where you're doing
picture like
character
like
creation.
Baldur's Gate.
He's never played Baldur's Gate.
No, never played Baldur's Gate.
Here, I'll show him a stat sheet while we're here.
Okay.
But so, anyways, what ended up happening is that after they won the talent show, by the way, Kaleb, like, I think...
What was your talent?
Woodwind instruments.
Ooh, nice.
Like my character is from like the desert
So, like,
setting, and his starting weapon was like it's called a pungi, and that's like the snake charmer pipe.
Oh, nice. I was thinking it was going to be along the lines of like Captain Picard on Star Trek. You know, he plays the little flute thing.
Picard's flute.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have the armor class.
It's like that, but bigger.
That's
and then I got another
great episode.
And then I got another
It's
one
just
that's
more of
like
a visualized deal.
I don't want to call it a pan flute, but it's like one of those ones where it's like a bunch of like
Rapungi, is that what you called it, right?
a bunch of like longer pipes next to each other. I can't remember what that's called, but I have that, and it can summon rats.
Oh, nice.
No, that's a place with Rapungi.
Rats. Can go the
They
universe.
use that in the new Flash episode, or in the new Flash season. Finally, I'll get back to that.
Wait, what?
The Flash theme song.
Oh yeah.
There's just a point in the show where something is happening, and one of the characters are like, "I've been waiting to use this. Isn't it awesome?" And the female character is like giving them the stare down. She's like, "Yeah, no, you're right." It was like really good. Anyways, so after they did the talent show and everything, by the way, Kaleb missed an opportunity with the character that he was with earlier, and kind of just flat out forgot about her. But then proceeding before the event, went to talk to her and said good luck, and she kind of just like brushed him off.
Much like real life.
Yeah. So, but they won. They ended up leaving the town to go to the next area, which was called Fool's Bliss, which was a carnival town, which turned out to be full of illusions, and I forget what was controlling the entire town of Fool's Bliss.
It was an Oni.
It was an Oni?
It was the Oni, and then the like skeleton jesters.
Yeah.
I forgot what they were called.
A bunch of nerd stuff. Eventually they found my character, who was supposed to be like a mercenary, kind of like a Jerry Rivers Witcher type deal, but he got caught up in the magic and was stuck there and was tired. And now I'm traveling with him.
And his dog.
I am the dog.
Wait, you have a dog?
No, he is the dog.
I am the dog. I'm an animal race character. Call me a furry if you want. I don't care. No, but so anyways, as things go along, we ended up on this side quest for one of the characters, and we ended up going to this fort where there's a dragon sitting in the middle of the fort who's old and on his way out, and then he's talking to this zombified corpse made of like it's a zombified skeleton corpse that's reanimated, and he's just talking to it. So we think he's crazy, but we don't know anything yet. Also, there are vampires in this fortress, and he didn't kill all of them, but he killed the head. As we're going around, Kaleb's character finds this sword under a couch.
Oh, you're gonna tell the sword story.
I'm gonna tell the sword
Okay.
because I'm still pissed about it.
That's so funny.
So Kaleb finds a sword under the couch, and he grabs it, but he can't let go because there's like a spell on it or something.
Right.
It's enchanted. So he can't let go of it. So our robot decides to have the idea to grab the bottom half of the hilt, knowing that he cannot let go of the sword. And we tell him, like, as close as I am to Nate right now, I said, don't grab the sword. And he looks at me and just...
He just goes,
grabs the
I'm
sword.
gonna grab the sword. And now, I made sure to specify which hands we grabbed it with, and I was like, what, is your character right-handed? He's like, yeah, and I was like, mine's right-handed too. So Dave, hold out your right hand. It's like a fist. This is how we're walking. For part of it.
Yeah.
Either I'm walking backwards or one of us is walking like cross-armed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair.
So we had to get one of them off the sword because otherwise, if we ran into a situation, we were going to be screwed.
But you could both do this.
Not like that. Not with that.
Yeah.
It causes problems.
If I was a tiny character, maybe. He'd just like pick me up and just
Yeah.
I mean, you're
not.
He's a
bash with me.
He's a robot, and you're a weakling. I'm pretty sure. Tiefling. But you
He can't
said,
speak English good.
You said no. I said you said your character was not strong.
Right.
He was he was weak.
Right, but he needs two hands.
I'm human
to
sized.
use his stuff.
Right, but
the robot can't pick me up with one arm.
You're going too deep into it, Dave. You're looking too. You're going to the.
I feel like the robot can pick you up.
That's fine.
We've tried that. It hasn't worked.
It hasn't.
Interesting.
Trying to go into the fortress, the robot threw him into it, and he landed properly, and the robot tried to swing himself up and smacked against.
No. It was.
Was it?
It was he like grappled himself into the middle of this building, right?
Right.
Put like a python in the wall. Put the grappling hook down.
That's right.
I grabbed it, and then we both had to roll strength because he was gonna like lift me up with the rope and like slingshot me into this hole in the building.
Uh-huh.
He rolled.
Which, in retrospect, wouldn't have worked.
If we had passed both our rolls, it would have. You would be surprised.
The dragon was in the middle.
That was the second floor.
Oh, was it?
He passed his roll, so he managed to get me up there. I did not. So basically, what happened was he full force like slingshots me, and I just smack into the wall, and then I fall down. But luckily, I'm wearing a ring that prevents fall damage.
Yeah.
So I didn't die.
Yeah.
Because I was like 60 feet in the air. So just imagine like a purple skinned me flying up in the air, smacking this wall, and then just like gently falling down.
Yeah. Meanwhile, a giant wolf man and a gnome are just like, we're just walking around the building.
Yeah, they go around. They go around the corner, and there's like an opening, and they're like, we can go in here.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
So what was your plan once you were inside? Because you'd be the only one inside.
Well, I'd have the grappling hook, so I could just pull the robot up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so what ended up happening is that they both have their hands on the sword.
The robot couldn't just throw the grappling hook into the window?
No, the grappling hook wasn't long enough.
Yeah.
So how would you pull the robot out if it wasn't long enough?
Because he's stuck like halfway up the wall.
Yeah, he's like halfway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I see.
As this is going on, both their hands are on the sword. The gnome's like, well, we can't have this. We're all in agreement that we can't have this. And we're yelling at the robot. And so we decide to give him a gas potion.
I'd like to point out that Chance, who's the guy who plays the Warforged, is the source of nearly all of our problems.
Yep. Every single one of them. And it goes in depth, so I'm going to try and make it quick. So we give...
I don't know. It sounds like you found a sword.
No. He found the sword, and that's fine. But the Warforged didn't have to grab the other half of the sword while staring me dead in the eyes, knowing that his arm was going to get stuck.
My plan when I saw the sword and knew what it was, I was going to give it to him as soon as I got off this thing.
Because my character proficient in longswords. So... So it happens. Their arms are both heavy, and we give the gas potion to him, and he's in a gaseous state of himself. So see through, but think of like fart clouds.
I was the great Muslim boxer Gaseous Clay.
Yeah, for an entire in-game hour. So he, no less than 5 seconds later, we get into a fight where he can't do anything.
I tried to be gas and just float in their faces and be like, ooh, ooga booga, I'm gas.
Yeah. So we're fighting enemies that are supposed to be equivalent to the amount of people in the group, but one of our people are incapacitated, so he can't do anything. On top of that, this monster has the ability to touch suits of armor and bring them to life. And then the suits of armor could touch other armor and bring other armor to life. And so we're trying to rush and take care of all this stuff. And the Warforged kind of messed it up at that time.
And I'm gas.
Right.
Which was my catchphrase. And that was also Derek's catchphrase for a long time, too, because he did the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm gas.
Okay, so I'm trying to think. Oh, so later on, while we're going through this place, sunlight is beaming into the building, and they're both the Warforged is able to let go of the sword. So we found out that the sunlight is affecting on the sword. So I grabbed it. I have it. It's mine now.
It's bat wings. It's really edgy, and it suits his character because his character is
interesting.
Really edgy.
Yeah,
so
I called the sword the Big Suck.
So
the Big Suck because it has a drain life enchantment.
In order to find out more, you have to listen to what? D&D in the voice. Okay,
yeah,
sounds good.
I also want to. I just want to say one more thing before we switch topics.
Okay.
We went into a room. There was some scrolls that him and the gnome were really interested in.
Yeah.
So they're trying to figure out how to grab these scrolls, but there's an enchantment on the barrel that they're in that will explode with ice. I try and explain to them, hey, we could do it like this. They're not trying to listen to me because our gnome is a little greedy when it comes to information. So I stand outside the room. The tiefling and the gnome decide to grab a coffin and set it down as a barricade.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking if it explodes, the ice could go over and freeze them in this case of wherever they are. The Warforged decides to go stand in the corner facing the wall, Blair Witch style.
Again, same guy who just grabbed the sword while I was already holding it.
Yeah, but he's a robot.
But he
doesn't
still
matter.
can get hurt.
Right, but you can just repair him.
No, you can't. That's actually part of the story, is that not a lot of people know how to fix them.
No.
Yeah. So he decides to go into the room,
Yeah.
stare into a corner,
Yeah.
and just decides that he's going to be okay. So the gnome reaches with magic and grabs one scroll, and the entire thing explodes. I'm standing on the outside of the door, just listening to all this happen.
Right.
And you almost died, right? Is that what happened?
From the ice explosion?
Someone almost died with the ice explosion, or maybe it was Chance.
I think it was Chance.
Yeah, because he
wasn't in cover.
Yeah, he took the full brunt of that blast just to the back. It was just we had to take like 6 rests just to keep going through this place for like 6 hours.
Oh, and right before we ended, I got bitten by a vampire.
Oh yeah, and my character hunts evil things, so I might have to kill him depending.
Yeah, well, you are an evil thing.
He'll talk you down.
It's possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's possible.
So
but the thing is, you lose a lot of your magic if you turn.
Do I?
Do you?
I don't know. I've never been a vampire before.
We'll find out today then.
One quick question.
Nice.
What happens if one of you guys die?
Then we die.
That character is
Then
permadeath.
I take this character sheet and I rip it in half and he's gone.
It's
it's
permadeath.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then.
So when you hit 0 hit points, you go into this thing called like your death state, and when you're in that death state, you have to roll a d20, and if you get, I believe it's 10 or lower, it counts as a fail. 3 fails, you're dead. And then if you get over 20 or over 10, then you just like you're stable. You're not conscious because you hit 0 HP, but you're stable, and
You're in a coma.
basically someone just hit you in the head. But if you're like stable and then someone just walks over to you and just like stabs you, then that's like an automatic fail.
Okay.
So if you die,
Xavier will
if you die early in combat,
Almost happened to me
there's
already.
a big chance that you like will die for real. But it's all about just like, I guess, maintaining yourself.
Yeah.
So if you permanently die, and do you then create another character, which they can at some point find your character?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not just kind of sitting there and listening to them.
No.
as
I mean, you'll be
on.
sitting there for
the
a
rest of
while because they have to finish the battle.
Right.
But then once we explain to once the DM understands the situation, which he obviously knows what's going on,
Right.
he'll make a workaround. Like, let's say that one of our characters dies in this keep. The way that he could work it out is that, oh, well, there was vampires here and there's a dungeon, so he found one of these new characters inside the dungeon.
That's not how it's going to work for Baracus, though. Well, he's my secondary character. I've already decided that if my character dies, I'm playing this guy, and his shtick is that he's like a gym bro.
Nice.
But he worships the dragon god Bahamut. So basically, what it's going to be...
Oh, it's the paladin.
Yeah. So it's like when like they'll walk outside or whatever, look into the heavens and see a beam of light come down and see this like ripped golden dragon man, basically like benching 450 with a god giving him a spot.
Honestly, no
He'll
problem.
be doing reps on the incline.
Hey. So yeah, that's pretty much D&D with the boys. You can check it out at link here.
At dndwiththeboys.org.net
Dot.
.com
Wait, what was that, Nate?
.ca.
That was whoever.
It'll just be on the screen.
I don't know.
All right, so
I've seen other YouTubers do it.
I thought you were
Right
stretching.
here.
It's right. It's right there.
Yeah,
It's,
so-
it's
so-
right here.
right
you're doing it too much. I don't want to put it too much on the screen. All right, so so like I said, I am only really talking about the DC universe
Have at it.
all this podcast.
Have at it.
Besides,
Well, I mean, we talked about D&D and the boys for 28 minutes.
yeah. So if anybody else has anything they want to say, now would be the time.
We have our bet that we can do real quick.
Do you want to do that real quickly and
Or
get
do
it
you
out of the
wanna
way,
do
and
it
then
at
you
the
can
end?
talk
We
it?
can do it at the end. Doesn't matter.
I mean, it's up to you guys.
I mean, I'm going to win, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
We'll do it real quickly, and then you can continue on with the what did you call it? The DC.
Arrowverse?
The
Don't, stop. Your brain's going to fry. You do this every time. Stop it.
Well, okay. So
we've
our
talked
bet
about a lot of DC lately.
as of
It's hot right now.
It is. Which Joker, #1 rated R movie
Yeah.
of all times.
That's gonna give DC some big cojones and think they know what they're doing now.
Ding.
And then they're going to put that Joker in a big, fancy, high CG superhero movie and then completely ruin him.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the goal.
I hope they don't.
That's
I really
the
hope
goal.
they don't.
Exactly what they're gonna do.
Because I actually think Jared Leto is perfect for that. because he's ridiculous.
Too bad that he's never going to be Joker again.
He won't, which is sad because I liked him as a Joker. Actually, I didn't fully let him. I don't think he really had a chance.
And he never will.
I just want Willem Dafoe as Joker just once.
Ooh, that'd be amazing. I love William Dafoe.
Just picture him doing that creepy face in Spider-Man 1 and Joker face.
Or Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti would be a great Joker.
He'd be a good gangster Joker. Anyway, terrible. Finish that.
Okay, so as of right now...
But I just like the guy.
David.
Yeah.
You're 53 and 51.
Yeah.
I'm 60 and 44.
Oh, that's pretty close.
Yeah.
Very close.
So for week 10,
yeah,
we're currently... The one that's going to be coming out this week is week 9. So, week 10. Chargers, Oakland.
Chargers.
Oakland. Minnesota, Dallas.
Let me think.
Michael's not sitting.
Oh, Dallas. Oh, see? Nervous coughs.
Dallas. Detroit, Chicago.
Detroit.
Chicago. Baltimore, Cincinnati.
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Ooh, stop guessing the same as me.
Atlanta, New Orleans.
I feel like you need to go first.
I feel like you do.
We've already established that you have to go first.
So you have to, so...
Remember what Michael said? He says every time, don't bet on Atlanta.
I think he said bet on Atlanta. I'm pretty sure he did.
New Orleans.
No, he said don't bet on Atlanta every time.
New Orleans.
Stop cheating. I'm supposed to be
Giants,
the one that cheats.
Jets.
I'm going to go with the Jets. Because once you're a Jet all the way.
I'm going to go Giants.
Really?
Nice.
You know West Side Story yet?
Yeah.
Arizona, Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Arizona.
Damn it.
Kansas City, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Kansas City.
Yes.
Miami, Indianapolis.
Indy.
Indy.
Wait, are the Cardinals, like, they're the Arizona Cardinals,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And they're not one specific city?
It's just Arizona.
Are they the only team that does that?
What do you mean? Oh, like Arizona?
Because we got, like, the Seattle Seahawks. It's not the Washington Seahawks, but the Seattle Seahawks. We don't have the Missouri Chiefs. You got the Kansas City Chiefs. But then you've got the Arizona Cardinals. And not like... And not
it
like
encompasses the entire state.
and not like the Tucson Cardinals.
And Tucson sucks.
New York.
New York's a city.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyways, Nate.
I know, it's weird. It's weird.
Huh.
It is very
Okay.
strange.
Carolina, Green Bay.
It probably just doesn't flow well. Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Dang it.
I don't like how you pointed that out. And now I'm just looking at teams, and yeah, I think you... what are the Texans? Are they...
Houston.
Damn. Yeah, you might be right. And they do that with all their teams, too.
Nate, where are we at?
Except for
Rams.
their hockey team.
Pittsburgh.
Arizona has a
Rams.
hockey team?
Yeah. The Phoenix Coyotes.
Do they play on, like, hard sand? What,
No, they play on ice.
Oh.
I'll do Pittsburgh. Seattle, San Francisco.
Seattle.
San Francisco. Still undefeated.
Why?
You are going to get exiled for saying that.
Yeah.
Probably will,
What is
but-
wrong with you?
All right, so far,
just saying,
what are your
because-
guys' win-loss ratio?
David's 53 and 51.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's because
I'm
of
60
Michael.
and 44.
Okay.
And that shift happened around the time he started going first.
Yes.
Because he was winning.
What?
Yes, it did.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. So we're going to go into...
First of all, I don't like you guys teaming up against me.
I'm
It's
not
not
teaming up
fair.
against
It's not fair when you
And
have the
it's
mindset of
definitely-
8 people by yourself.
A little bit to my advantage that Michael's not sitting right there because you were looking to him and he was...
No, Michael's not doing anything.
Pretty
He was
sure.
He
literally...
was making...
sure he
literally,
was.
on the last podcast that was uploaded, he is making, like, disgruntled noises at every team that you picked.
I don't think so. I don't... No.
But I watch football every Sunday.
Yeah?
You don't.
Right, and I have a pretty good record for not watching football. I don't even know which team's winning or losing during the
Exactly,
entire
so-
season. Like, all I know is numbers.
I just see
just have
M&M's coming
like,
my way. So, I mean,
I don't know, like, when it gets breaking down, I do not know which team won and which team lost. So I'm just guessing every time.
Would you rather have, like, a big bag of M&Ms or one big M&M. Like, it's this big.
A bag of M&M.
Okay, you have fun.
All right.
I mean, because then what are you supposed to do? Like,
You eat it.
Like, the big Hershey's Kisses? It's like that, but it's got, like, an uncrackable candy coating on the outside.
And
It's
then
so huge.
you
It's
would-
like this thick.
But it would.
like the Jawbreaker that's like this big and it takes you like a year to eat it.
Yeah.
First of all, you crack it and then you take little pieces
What?
of it. But if I would love to see you with the giant M&M and doing this. Just you have to slowly lick it or something like that. It would just be awkward.
You guys ready? You guys ready?
Yo, that was straight queer.
Yeah.
Gangsta.
All right. So I'm gonna talk about the DC Arrowverse and also.
Wait, are you not done?
Yeah, that's
No,
it.
that's
the other half.
Oh, this
of
is
it-
week 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
seven.
I'm also going to be talking about Titans, which is on the DC Universe online, or
Not the game.
not the game, the website. But I'm going to talk about Titans because out of all the shows that I've been watching recently, Titans has been the most enjoyable. They've done a lot of fixing. It's really good. So this
That was dumb. I was trying to see what time it was.
right.
And it like zoomed in to a certain spot. I'm
Alright.
like, don't do that.
All right, I'll do a hard cut.
You don't need to do a hard cut.
Okay, so
What do you do?
So Titans has been really good. They've brought back all the characters and they've added some new ones. They fixed Starfire, which I enjoy a lot more now.
Straight hair.
Straight hair, more
No fur.
No fur. Doesn't look like some 1970s hoochie. She looks respectable and all that stuff. And you're getting a little bit more of her backstory, which is really nice. You get a backstory for the Titans before when they first started, and then they broke off and stuff like that. And it has to do with Slade Wilson.
Is it Manu Bennett?
It's not Manu Bennett, but the guy they got to play Slade is pretty good. He's pretty
Is
intimidating.
it Joe Magniello?
No.
Is it Paul Giamatti?
It's not Paul Giamatti. Get off of him.
I mean, maybe it feels like the Penguin.
He would make a great penguin.
Or like, oh crap, what's his name? Not the Tinkerer.
What are you talking
Yeah, who
about?
makes little toys.
The toy maker?
Toy Maker?
Toy maker.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh,
That guy who makes toys.
How
The
about
toy
the
maker.
Mad Hatter? He could
Yeah.
do the Mad Hatter.
Calendar Man. Oh, no, he'd actually be a good Calendar Man.
Oh, no. What about the mustard? What, ketchup and mustard
Condiment
guy?
Man?
Condiment Man.
Okay.
The real thing.
Matter Eater Lad.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's a name. The guy who portrays Slade in this one is called Isai Morales.
Show me a picture. The name sounds familiar.
I'll put the picture up in post.
Oh, dude, that's my dad.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what else he's been in. Oh no. He's played Slade in all of his appearance here, obviously. But he plays a good Slade. Like when I see him, when I think Deathstroke and I see a man on screen, I want to feel threatened.
Joe Magniello.
Who,
Did you ever watch Justice League?
like the cartoon,
No, the
movie?
The movie.
No.
Okay, well,
You should watch it. It's an amazing movie.
don't watch the movie. Watch the post-credit scene. Spoilers. Deathstroke shows up
Oh, does he?
and he takes
It
off.
sucks.
His,
That's never happening.
and he's like, the costume is really good.
Is it?
It's probably the best one. I haven't seen the Titans costume, but it's way better than the Arrowverse one. It almost
Okay, so the
he
thing
looks
is,
like, it looks like Injustice Deathstroke.
okay, so the thing is, when it comes to like,
Suicide Squad Deathstroke?
That's
that's
Deadshot.
Oh, that's Deadshot. That's right.
But yeah, anyways, it's this guy Joe Magniello. He was in True Blood. He's like the werewolf guy. I didn't watch True Blood.
Right. No,
He's married to Sofia Vergara, and they are
really?
easily the most attractive couple on this planet.
so
Like separately, they are bangable, and then together they are like impeccable.
Wait, separately they're bangable, but together they're double bangable?
Yeah,
Right.
their sum is
so
greater.
This
than
is the picture of Deathstroke that they have for Titans.
The DC one's better, or the movie one's
Really? Because I saw this dude show up on screen. I'm like, cool. I'm afraid.
better. Just look up like Deathstroke Joe Magniello,
Okay.
or
So-
in my opinion, it looks
Right.
better.
So, I'm catching up with it, or I'm all caught up with Titan. I need to watch the new episode. Okay.
When's Swamp Thing?
Never.
Is
Swamp Thing for Titans.
Maybe.
did.
Swamp Thing for Green Lantern 2.
Green Lantern's being on HBO. So.
Green Lantern
And I
2.
believe I
Electric
heard
Boogaloo.
Deathstroke is supposed to get its own spin-off series.
Oh, that'd be cool. Anyways, but no, so there's a part, like, going throughout the story of Titans as so far, you're kind of dealing with Dick Grayson dealing with the complications with Slade's kid from the past when the Titans first broke up.
Wait, Ravager's in it?
Ravager's in it and Jericho. Yeah. So, both of Deathstroke's kids. Ravager is a
I love Jericho.
delight.
He's like one of my favorite wrestlers.
Ravager is a delight character. It speaks to the edgelord within me, and I just love the way she acts with everybody in the crew.
And is it still Summer Glau?
It's not Summer Glau.
Okay.
That was the worst
Okay,
version
thank God.
of Ravager. Nothing against Summer Glau, but
She was Ravager at the last second.
the thing is that the outfit that she wears, it's like she has a weird mix of like a golf ball attached to her head, and her face is so small that it just goes down and it does not look right. Anyways, Ravager's really cool. Seeing the little bits of Jericho is fun, but there's a portion in the later episodes where Robin starts going crazy, and he starts seeing Batman, who, if you don't remember, it's Jorah Mormont from Game of Thrones. So imagine Jorah Mormont in a suit being Bruce Wayne. I don't remember his real name.
Ian Glenn.
Ian Glenn. It was Daenerys' right-hand man who got exiled and then came back and was his right-hand man and then died.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's I'll show you after this, but there was a scene where he starts hallucinating Bruce, because Bruce the hallucination of Bruce is like, just tell them the truth. Tell everybody what was going on and why you're freaking out like this when it comes to Slade. And there's just a portion in a strip club, or not a club, or just a dancing club in general, where there's two dancers on the stage, and the Jorah Mormont's character is like just having fun and just dancing around on stage with all the girls and stuff like that, and he's making snarky comments.
But he's like really stiff when he's dancing or something.
No, he's fluid, man. He's into it. Like it's a very enjoyable portion of the show where it's like you're watching Robin go crazy, but then the character is Jorah Mormont is having fun, talking smack. It's a good time on that show. I actually can say I recommend it now. Like, you have to slog through season 1 and deal with all the weird, messy complications that's there. But once you hit season 2, it starts running.
Okay.
And it runs hard. Like
A lot of shows are like that.
Yeah.
Season 1 is.
It's all set up generally.
You have to tell people, just like Community. You go, make it through season 1. Season 2 is hilarious.
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy is a lot like that too.
Yeah. So I'm going to try and blast through these because we're running low on time. They brought in Supergirl. They brought in not Supergirl. They brought in Superboy, Connor Kent. They brought in Crypto for S's and G's. Beast Boy Raven is there. They brought in Jason Todd, which was in the last season. He's doing fine, but he's going through some. They almost did the Killing Joke on him, but instead of Joker, it was Deathstroke.
Okay.
But now he like has this crazy PTSD.
Or do you mean Death in the Family? Or did you mean the
Death of the Family?
No,
it's Death in the Family.
Yeah,
You're right.
When he dies.
Yeah, when he dies.
Okay.
And it looked like they were kind of setting that up, but it didn't end up going that way. So trying playing Neesies with Nate over here.
Is it Jensen Ackles?
It's not, but he did do a picture where he dressed up as the Red Hood, and recently he did one of him dressed up as Batman.
I saw the Batman one. That's
really good.
tight.
We need him to be Batman. Titan Season 2 is really fun. I need to catch up, because I'm an episode behind now. I'm just going to go straight into Batwoman, since that's the one I was most excited
Are you now?
for. Yes.
Right into it.
Right into it. I enjoy Batwoman for what it is. Like, it is an interesting... It's a character that hasn't been brought to the big screen before, in specific with Kate Kane. There has been a Batwoman before, who was, I think, also named Kate Kane, but it was the old version of Batwoman. This is the more modern version.
Or is it Cassandra?
No, Cassandra Kane is Black Bat or something like that.
Okay.
Or the Orphan, as she is now known.
Or that's not a spoiler, right?
No.
Okay.
No. So it took till episode 3 for them to get the full costume. with the wig and the red motif on it.
It's
and
pretty
everything.
fast, actually.
Well, I mean, Arrow had his in the first episode. Flash, I think, had his also by the first episode. Supergirl had hers by the first episode.
What am I thinking of? Oh, I'm thinking of Daredevil.
Probably.
We didn't get it till the last episode.
Because he was mostly in like
Ninja.
Yeah.
I mean, technically he's blind, so he can't really see what he looks like, anyways.
That's true.
But like they what they did is they had the Batman outfit, and they retrofitted it as much as they can, beginning to match Ruby Rose's figure, and stuff like that. But her head compared to where the mask is, it's again too small. The wig really fixes a lot of the design problem with the look of the character. But overall, I mean,
it's a long curly red wig.
Yeah,
and even though she has short hair,
it's a good disguise. I mean, granted, combat effectiveness is not put well there, but if you have the red wig on, this long hair, nobody's going to suspect a short-haired person to be under that.
Now, is it attached to her head, or is it just part of the helmet?
It's part of the cowl.
Okay.
Oh, so it's not a weave?
It's not a weave.
Oh, good.
I mean, technically, maybe, if it's weaved into the cowl.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but it's fun. Like, they're not pushing the issue that they could be doing, which would be lesbian.
Big gay.
Yeah, gay superhero. They do bring that up, and like explain with Ruby Rose's character being like, it's like, okay, she was in this military style program that her father set up after her sister and mom died. Then she gets in a situation where she's with her girlfriend, who's now like a high-ranking commander in her father's like militaristic organization in Gotham after Batman's been gone for 3 years, and
inexplicably, right?
Right. So they're together and they get caught, and then they have to separate because one's thinking about the career being Kate Kane's girlfriend, and Kate Kane's like, oh, I just want to be with you, being Kate Kane, obviously. So she continues her career. They break it off, and she kind of disappears. Her father has her going around the world like Batman, learning from all these different people to get better and be able to protect herself. Yeah. And then she comes back after they find out that the girlfriend was missing. Or Ruby Rose comes back after finding out the girlfriend is missing and is trying to help out. Stumbles into Wayne Tower, finds the bat suit, and Luke Fox, who is
the
son of Lucius Fox.
Right.
And he's like, it's like, yeah, obviously now you know that Bruce was the Batman. And he's like, oh, okay. And she takes the suit and saves the girl or whatever. That's just like the basic overall. There's a character who is her Joker named Alice. The girl who plays Alice, I don't know her name, I gotta look it up. But her entire motif is based off of Alice in Wonderland. Mm-hmm. So all her minions have like rabbit heads.
So we're getting the Mad Hatter.
You're getting the Mad Hatter, but Alice is who the girl is. But that is Kate Kane's Joker, and whoever that actress is plays that character really well. Like, she does have that insanity kind of thing going on, where it's like, it's not obviously believable because it's cheesy because of the DC Arrowverse.
Yeah,
but it's like, I'm having fun with this character, so I enjoy what she's doing. Okay. They've only gotten to episode 3, but you end up finding out that Alice, at the end of the first episode, that Alice is Kate's sister that supposedly died when she was younger. Ooh. And she magically survived because what happened was there was an incident that was going on. Kate, Alice, and their mom were driving, and the car goes overboard. Or not overboard, but crashes into like the cement wall, and is hanging over and about to fall into a river. Kate was able to get out, but Alice and their mom weren't able to, and it falls. This is after Batman came through and thought that he had everything under control, and he thought he knew the entire situation where he, what Batman does when there's multiple people to save.
So do we get to see Batman in this scene?
You get to see a silhouette of Batman.
Oh, okay.
So he bat grapples one thing, bat grapples another, and sticks it together and thinks everything's cool and they can get out safe. It falls through. They supposedly die. Alice shows up later. It's like, I could be your sister, could not, but they both have these matching gemstones that they wear on the necklace since they were twins, and it's like, okay, no, that's totally my sister. And then now it's just like, Ruby Rose is trying to convince everybody else that Alice is the sister and see if they can try and save Alice. But I don't think it's going to work. But it's like, again, end all be all, it's enjoyable. I think that the issue where people weren't watching it is because people don't know the character as well as Arrow or Flash.
Yeah.
Or, maybe even Supergirl, but they're not going to go watch for Supergirl. They're going to go watch for Superman. Because he's like, it's Superman. All that jazz.
Now, if it was Power Girl.
Yeah, if it was Power Girl. It's fun. I enjoy it. I'm excited to see where they can go with it. The only thing that I have as like a negative on it is, and mind you, I'm keeping my expectations like hitting the floor, kissing the dirt, is that they don't need to do a monologue every episode as if they're expecting Batman to come back. Because we don't know, right? Because as far as we know, Batman's been missing for 3 years. At the same time, Bruce Wayne's been missing for 3 years. So
I wonder if they're the same person.
Maybe.
No, I don't think so.
But so there's just points in the episode where Ruby Rose or Kate Kane is writing a letter to Bruce in one of his journals that he found in the Batcave, and it's like just constantly making reminds like, oh, I can't be you, I have to be me, but just like you. And then that's when they get the red wig and all that stuff, and it's like, no, you don't need to do that. Just stop. Just be you. Be Batwoman. And so then I haven't watched the latest episodes. I'm just gonna talk about Arrow because it's the more. I'm gonna give Batwoman a solid 7.
Okay.
Solid 7.
Out of what?
Out of 10.
Okay.
Because it's the beginning of a show, and I'm not gonna knock it because it obviously is not gonna have the strongest start.
Yeah, they're still trying to find their footing.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna give it a chance, and I'm gonna keep watching it. People give everything a 3, the golden rule of 3 or whatever. I generally give it about a 5. I give 5 episodes before I determine if I'm going to keep watching it. That's just me.
So with the Arrowverse, Crisis is still going on, right?
Crisis is now starting in full effect, which I talked about in the last podcast.
Before we go straight into that, has anybody seen the Bird of Prey? Because we're talking DC.
I saw the commercial for Bird of Prey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not excited for it.
I am so disappointed in this entire idea of this movie.
I like Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I feel like
it's not the Birds of Prey.
I
they
feel like
Gotham City Sirens.
Probably.
It would be better.
And I feel like it's so cheesily done, and I feel like I liked Harley Quinn in the Suicide Squad. She was like the best part of it, but in this, she seems like the absolute worst part of it.
Yeah, the trailer seemed very like Harley Quinn centric.
It's all Harley Quinn focused because
it should be about the ensemble.
She's the hot Deadpool of the DCU.
Yeah, but she's not anymore. Like, she was good in that movie, but it looks like it's like giving a side character a main role, and you're just like, well, they can't.
I mean, no, Harley Quinn has her own line of books where she's doing fine.
No. I understand in the book series, but in the movie series, they're focusing... I don't know. Maybe the movie will be different, but it looks just
honestly,
terrible.
It shouldn't be the Birds of Prey, because the Birds of Prey is led by Batwoman, with Huntress being... Or not Huntress, but like... It's led by Batwoman being...
It's just another frustrating thing to me where DC is...
They're
getting ahead of the game. Mm-hmm. They're introducing a whole bunch of characters that we don't know about, and people know about but don't care about, and stuff like that. And then they're just throwing something out there, which is just going to bomb huge, and it just frustrates me.
Well, they're gonna try. I think the Harley Quinn animated short or the animated show is gonna be better than Birds of Prey.
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
Yeah, it's gonna be a show.
Mm-hmm. Kaylee Cuoco, the girl who plays Penny in Big Bang Theory, is going to be Harley Quinn's voice actor. And they're getting, like, Diedrich Bader to come back as Batman, who was Batman in Brave and the Bold. So that's going to be really good, right? They got, like, an all-star cast for that show, too.
Anyways, that's the only thing I wanted to say about that, but I didn't know when to throw that in.
That's fair. No, that's fair. So, Arrow started strong. Arrow started real strong. It was also very confusing, and I could understand where the confusion kind of came from for people. As we talked about last week, we saw that in like the Arrow commercials, they have Batman's cowl on a beach, and there's an arrow sticking through it. Mm-hmm. Turns out that is an alternate Earth. That's Earth 2. Where
Isn't that where Supergirl's from?
No. I think she's from like Earth 40 something or maybe 16 or something. I don't know. Anyways,
no, Earth 2 is where
it's where all the evil superheroes are kind of. Yeah. So on Earth 2,
I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay, you want me? I mean, I can cut, or we can keep talking.
You can keep going.
Okay.
Is it just at the end of the hall?
Yep.
Okay.
So Earth 2, instead of Oliver being on Lian Yu for like 5 years, which is the island where he was stuck with.
Right, the island of misfit toys.
Yeah, he's on there for 10 years.
Oh. So
the entirety of like the Arrow run plus however many years he was already on Lian Yu. And that's what this opening is. So, series opens to the same way that the series opener actually was. So, like the first season of Arrow, he's on Lian Yu. He gets found by the boat, and then in this season, it opens the same way, except Oliver is like clean shaven and stuff like that. So it's like, all right, how did you get here? What's going on? So Oliver returns back home to Starling City. Not Star City, but Starling City, which is what they originally called Star City in the first couple seasons of Arrow. And his mom's alive. And his mom is not married to, or getting ready to marry the guy named William. I forget who he was. But she's married to Malcolm Merlyn, who was the Dark Archer from the first season, who's a reoccurring villain in the series. His sister's dead. But the brother is his best friend, Tommy Merlyn's alive. So essentially, you're kind of going through the first season of Arrow.
So, this is the last season of Arrow, right? I always find it interesting when you're trying to close out a story.
Right.
I'm assuming this is what's going to happen. It's going to get down to the last 3 episodes of Arrow. And they're not going to solve anything until probably they'll not even allude to what's going on in the actual story thing that you're paying attention to like the last episode.
Nope, they do that in this first episode.
Okay, good, because I find it very frustrating where shows.
And then you find out the whole time they've been dead.
Well, no, like yeah. Well, like I always go back to How I Met Your Mother, where they had the huge storyline, and they wrapped up everything in the last episode instead of the last 3 episodes.
Right.
Like the 2 episodes before it ends have little to do with nothing.
Oh no, I get it. No, but the Arrow 100% just shoots this out the gate.
Okay, good.
The Monitor is sending Oliver all across the multiverse to grab certain things to help stop the crisis effect. So when you're on Earth 2, as I was explaining to him, Oliver ends up on Earth 2. Mom is alive, married to Malcolm Merlyn. Thea's dead. Tommy's still alive. So, essentially, by this point, what's happening at the end of the episode is that Tommy's trying to redo the entire first season plot, the first season plot, is that he's trying to do the Undertaking, which is essentially they're going to blow up a certain part of the city as a revenge plot. So the way it works is like it's not Malcolm that's doing it, it's Tommy. Tommy's now the Dark Archer, and he's doing it because drugs killed Thea and Oliver wasn't there to save him because he was stuck on the NU. But the entire thing is like they're only there for like dwarf particles or whatever that only exists on Earth 2. And then once they get it and they're about to leave, the entirety of that Earth gets destroyed, or that universe gets destroyed. Like it's just blinked out of existence. It does not have.
Oh, like the Anti-Monitor gets to it.
I'm assuming that's what it is, but the Monitor is like, I told you to just legitimately grab these dwarf particles, and then, all right, I'm going to head out. You decided to interfere with everything that's going on, and because of that, now this universe is doomed. So that universe is gone. So you have to watch Oliver's mom die. You have to watch 2 of the characters who was part of the newest part of Team Arrow die.
Well, how fast does it happen? Oh.
It is almost Thanos level. I'm not feeling too well, Mr. Stark.
Like the people die, or everything?
Everything is gone. Like a white void with like a red outline is coming and attaching to things, or not really coming, but it's like a wave.
Okay.
And as it's getting closer, people are like just dusting out of existence.
Right, but you don't really know them, so.
I guess. But it's
technically, it doesn't really matter.
Right. So, but they're dusting out of existence and everything. So.
I'm sorry for them. Sorry for the loss.
Yeah.
of people I don't know.
While they're doing this, they're doing the same thing again where
about.
they're... Stop interrupting. Because you don't want me to cuss, and
I don't want you to cuss.
Every time you cuss, I'm gonna. Every time you interrupt, I will cuss. I'm warning you.
So much anger.
Well, don't anger me.
I was talking about Nate.
I don't care. You're still interrupting. Anyways, so what they're doing is that they're still running the congruent plot that they did from the last season, where it's old Team Arrow dealing with the new Team Arrow in terms of in terms of they're talking about Oliver's kids, William and Mia, who are kind of like running the new Team Arrow in the future, trying to rejoin the city. You know, Oliver's son, who we had by a different woman, is the tech guru like Felicity, whereas Mia, who is Oliver and Felicity's child, is just like Oliver. At the end of this most recent episode, the Monitor does something where he combines the new crew with the old crew, and it left on a huge cliffhanger, and I'm really excited for it.
Like physically, like he took two bodies and was just like
no. So what happens is that what was that episode? Was that when they were in? I forget what it was. Anyways, at the end of this most recent episode, Oliver gets teleported back to the present day in Star City.
Okay.
He sees Diggle, he sees Renee, he sees Dinah, and they're like, "How are you here? Why are you here?" At the same time, Oliver turns around and he sees his son, who was taken away from him and living with his grandparents for a while, but now he's all grown up. Mia, who is his daughter, who he's only met very briefly, but then was taken away because of the Monitor, now all grown up. Hi, and then Connor Hawk, who is Connor Hawk, who in this universe
from Legends.
Yeah, it's the same actor too.
Cool.
Yeah, so Connor Hawk, who is John Diggle's adoptive son by a dude named, what was his name? His moniker was the Tiger. He was played by Michael Jai White.
Oh yeah, Bronze Tiger.
Bronze Tiger, yeah. His son. Huh. It's John Diggle in the future adopts him. So they all show up, and now you're going to see Mia with Oliver and see how they connect. So it's super interesting. I'm really excited to see where it goes with that.
So we might actually get a volley of arrows.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Flash is all right. Supergirl is starting off strong, but they're still doing the, that one's the most woke series out of all of them.
Even more than, Black Lightning?
Yeah, actually. I mean, Black Lightning is, black people. Not that I have anything against it. I'm just saying that's just what they do.
Wow.
It's straight up, everybody's black, and...
Everyone
is black, and anybody...
Earth B.
Yeah, and anybody that's not black may or may not pose a problem.
Sorry, Earth B.
Yeah, Earth B.
Welcome to Earth.
And so, yeah, that's literally what Black Lightning is versus Supergirl, where it's we're having this immigration crisis. Okay, now we're dealing with media. Do people want to actually read and watch the news, or do we want to just hit clickbait? That's how they're starting this season, Supergirl off. I'm like, okay, whatever. Black Lightning, I forgot what happened in season 2. So when I started watching season 3, I was really confused. But they do have really good choreography. That's the thing I can also say about Arrow. Arrow had some dope choreography fights in this.
Is Black Lightning a good show? Or would you rather have a static show? Is it static show?
I would rather have static.
Because that was a great show. I like that one.
Black Lightning is a black person empowerment show, which I think DC decided to do after Black Panther came out.
Okay.
I'd say after, Luke Cage.
Not even.
Not even?
Because Luke Cage came out before Black Panther, didn't it? Yeah,
so.
But then Black Panther came out, and Wakanda Forever, and then Black Lightning comes out, and it's we're in the ghetto, and Black lives, and we're trying to do this. Again, I'm black. I don't have an issue with that, but it's too much of an issue for people to be dealing with. But I'm not going to get into that right now. It's too political. Anyways.
Yeah, my whole philosophy on all that stuff is there's a lot of stuff I'm for, but just because you're putting it in my face as if this is the biggest issue in the world, then it makes me mad, and I don't want to have anything to do with it. I don't, even if it's something I'm really excited about, and they're like in your face about it, and this is the just go away.
Yeah. All right. So thank you everybody for listening to the episode.
One more thing.
What?
We don't have enough time.
It'll just be real quick.
Because
literally a few days after this releases,
Wait, Nate wants a quickie, so
The Mandalorian will be released on Netflix.
Oh. We can talk about that next episode.
On Netflix?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it next episode.
Which one's The Mandalorian?
Star Wars.
Oh,
That's Netflix, isn't it?
We'll talk about it next episode.
Is that on Netflix?
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Wait, D&D and the boys.